and indeed in France. As we prepare for the fourth final of the afternoon, Hauger to start on pole position with Poucher on the outside of the front row of the grid. The championship is being led by David Vidalas, but he will not start, not having qualified for the final. The Spaniards had a disaster here in France, and his championship, I won't say it's shot to pieces, but it's looking grim. He will get 0 points out of this one. As we take a look at the grid, it is Hauger and Poucher, Travis Sanuto, the VDK Racing team driver, Uli Stupau. Finn Keneally in the Baby Race team. That's him with the green helmet. He starts out at grid number 5, alongside the Finn Juhal Valtonen. Fourth row of the grid, Noah Milel, Pavel Balantsev. The 2015 World Champion, Carol Bash, starts alongside the winner of last year's CIK FIA Academy Trophy, the Brit, Callum Bradshaw. There is Hauger on pole position. Bash in grid 9. Has been quick, but whether he can win it from there, well, we will find out momentarily. Bradshaw's had an excellent run, as has Milel out of grid number 7. Grid number 11, DS, David Schumacher, the kid from Kirpen, alongside Johnny Olakainen. The mighty Moroccan Super Semi, alongside the boy from Brazil, Kyle Collette. Then it's Person, Lipkow, Kamponeski, from Florida, Austin Garrison. John Luka Petikov, Teon away. Look at that, Tom Joyner, 2013 World Champion. He's out of grid 27, alongside the driver from New York, USA, Nick D'Orlando. We wait for the page to roll over. Grid 32, the reigning World Champion, the winner of the last round in Spain. That's the 101 factory Tony Kart of Pedro Hilbrand. We mentioned Alessandro Manetti just a few moments ago. In '94, he won his second World Championship starting from grid number 34. If Hilbrand is to win this afternoon, he's going to have to produce similar sort of magic. He has to pass 31 karts in the following 22 laps to win. Hauger, if he's got anything to say about it, it just will not happen. Dennis the Menace leads the field round. Poucher works the wheel on the Cosmic Kart. We're ready to go. 22 laps, 30 kilometres. We are green at Le Mans. Poucher tries to find a way in, but is immediately pushed out wide by Lorenzo Travisanuto. Travisanuto will go through, and will he take the lead? He tries the outside of Hauger, but that may well have cost him. Uli Stupau, the Belgian, says thanks very much. He goes through. He takes the Italian into second spot. The Norwegian in the CRG leads for the first of 22 times. Travisanuto back into third. Juhal Valtonen in the second Cosmic Kart. The Finns made a great start up the inside. DePau thought about it. Travisanuto not only thought about it, he made the move this time. Oh, DePau goes through the chicane. Travisanuto around the outside. The Belgian leads from the Italian. Finners tries the outside of the Cosmic Kart in the Baby Race Tony Kart. Sensational on the opening lap of this 22-lap final. The pole sitter, Hauger, he's back in P3 as they come across the line for the first time. The leader, Uli Stupau, but not for long. Lorenzo Travisanuto wants to win here this afternoon. Zanardi have already tasted victory in the junior class. They now lead with Travisanuto, the VDK Racing entry for the World Championship winning team. Victor Martins, who won that title in Bahrain last year, he is here trackside watching his former team and his former teammate Uli Stupau running P2. Hauger in third. Then the two Cosmic Karts. Poucher, and it's not Valton, and it's Carol Bash, who's come from grid number 9. What a start from the 2015 World Champion in 1:03. The VDK Racing entry, Travisanuto left the door open. But DePau did not make the move. Poucher's in fourth spot as the front four start to pull away. Cosmics are running 2 and 4. The Zanardi kart leads. The CRG is in third. How about Finn Keneally, the Brit who now calls Marbella in southern Spain home these days? The bright green helmet. He's running a superb P5. the junior European champion. Now running with the baby race team. DePau again, he should have made the move because he's been passed by Helga. There was an opportunity. Pouchet watches on. He saw all that happen, as does Keneally in P5. Kamponeski, the 2012 world champion, has made up 11 spots in the opening 2 laps. He's the second of the CRGs, coming on strong. What a drive from Flavio. There he is, just behind Keneally. Pouchet tucked in behind the other Cosmic Kart, the VDK Racing entry of DePau. Travisanuto's got 0.5 of a second over the rest of the field. Meanwhile, Austin Garrison from Florida in the United States, he's down in 20th, but has just set the fastest lap of the race. Kamponeski gets pushed out wide by the Moroccan Taufik. The Ricky Flynn Motorsport team driver says, I'm coming through. Puts Kamponeski back to 7th. Behind him is Bash, Bradshaw, Sebastian Persson, Noah Millel, the kid from Kirpen, David Schumacher, there he is. The bright green helmet under attack from the Brit, Oliver Hodgson, Killian Meyer, Hannes Janka, the Brazilian Colette, Pasquelis, Tom Joyner, another dynamite start from the Brit. He's made up 9 places from the back of the grid to be in 18th. Where is Pedro Hilbrand? He's in 25th. Pouchet gets very close to the back of DePau that time through the triple right-hander. Keneally doing a superb job, but Taufik right behind him is looking very racy. Keneally will have to make a move. Watch him into the velodrome hairpin. That's where they're approaching right now. DePau is too far back. Keneally goes through. Brilliant move by the Brit. Finners now goes up into 4th place in the baby race Tony Kart. DePau tries at the end of the back straight. Hauger's having none of it. He runs wide. The lead from Travisanuto was 0.6 of a second. Let's check it this time as they come across the line. Another 10th, there's 0.7 over the Norwegian. Hauger, the fastest qualifier, the pole sitter, he's in 2nd. Then it's DePau. DePau up the inside. He likes that corner. Hauger's having none of it. Oh! Ulysse DePau had to put the 2-kart up on the wheel, up on 2 wheels, I should say. The Moroccan Taufik has gone through and capitalized on all that. That was just sensational. DePau, bit of a tap to Keneally. Kamponeski does likewise. Let's see whose bumper that dislodges. So there's Hauger. Now running in 3rd, if I'm not mistaken, on screen, it's the mighty Moroccan Super Semi Taufik. There's Travisanuto. The lead was 0.7 of a second last time. They come across the line to start lap number 7 with 6 in the books. Taufik is indeed 3rd. Then it's Keneally. Kamponeski 5 from grid 17 ahead of Bash. So the former world champions running 5th and 6th. Ulysse DePau with that aborted move. He's lost out badly. He's in 7th. Ahead of Millel, Bradshaw. Pouchet's back in 10th. Schumacher 11th ahead of Killian Meyer, the best dressed driver here. Then it's Hannes Janka, Colette, Hodgson, Joyner, Lipkow, Garrison, Petikov, and Sebastian Persson. The Swede rounds out the 20. Hilbrand there, you can see at the bottom of your screen, 24. The driver who won last time out in Spain. He's the reigning European. He's the reigning world champion. His teammate, David Vidalis, did not even make the final. There goes Schumacher through, having taken Théo Pouchet, so that puts the kid from Kirpen up inside the top 10. Just got a glimpse of the abandoned Ricky Flynn Motorsport car of the Italian Matteo Nannini. He joins his countryman, Michael Racina, as the only 2 retirements this stage of the race. Kids snake their way through the chicane. Olekainen, the Orlando, so Ethan Tan, the Singaporean. Petikov makes a move down the inside. Picks up Luka Lipkow, the German. That's only for 16th spot. The gap 9/10 of a second between Travisanuto, Hauga, the Moroccan Taufik. We've seen Hauga and Taufik go wheel to wheel over the years from the mini class to the junior class. Now they're going at it in the World Championship OK category. Still 9/10 of a second between Travisanuto and Hauga. Schumacher, fastest lap of the race. From Puchau and Meyer. So they go up the back straight. This is lap number 9 of 22, so we're not even at half race distance. The battle has settled down slightly. Hauga, minimal steering input, tries and keep that CRG as straight as possible. Taufik does likewise in the Ricky Flynn Motorsport machine. Then it's the baby race entry. Finn Keneally. He's in 4th spot. The bright green helmet. There he is. Taufik looks behind him. Tries to judge how far back is the Brit. Whether he has to defend or whether he can concentrate on tacking the Norwegian. Hauga. He's had a brilliant weekend after a disastrous start to his European campaign in the last couple of rounds. Fastest qualifier on Friday night. Pole for the final. The rest of the field stream through the chicane. Vasquez, Van Berlo, Johnny Olakainen taking away Nicky Orlando. So the gap, 0.9 of a second last time between Travisanuto and Hauga. It remains as such, but Hauga's just on the fastest lap of the race. He's not really catching the race leader, the driver from just north of Venice, in northern Italy, Travisanuto, WSK Supermaster Series champion in 2016. That was with a different team. In 2017, he's running the Zanardi for Chiesa course and looking good here this afternoon. This is the chicane. That is Flavio Camponeschi in the CRG. 114 just ahead of Noah Milel. And Carol Bash, the 2015 world champion. Carol, who's also racing a Lamborghini in the Italian GT Championship. Had his first round at Monza a few weeks ago before a spectacular mechanical failure, 240 k's an hour. Scared the life out of him, it said. As Schumacher comes up behind Bradshaw, the two drivers who were racing juniors last year, running in 8th and 9th, ahead of Ulis Topal, the VDK Racing Team driver who never really recovered from that aborted pass on lap 3. There he is going through the right-hander now, through the chicane. This is Travisanuto. Up through the Velodrome hairpin, gently on the power. The Perilla engine. Up the back straight, gently under brakes, as straight as possible. Keneally, Camponeschi, Milel, Bash, the two Cosmic Kart team drivers. The VDK entry. Bradshaw, Schumacher. The gap is down to 0.5 of a second. Dennis Hauga, here he comes. The Norwegian has just taken a chunk out of the Italian. He's still got 10 laps to do something about it. Just got a glimpse of Helbrand going through on Pavel Balanza. That was for 18th spot as Kasperis Fiscalis goes through. But Hauga is reeling him in. He's got a game plan, certainly. He's got the speed in that CRG. Here comes Dennis the Menace. He's got the gap down to 0.5 of a second. Travisanuto, will he get worried? Will he look behind him? You can see the nose cone shuddering under brakes. Taufik locks up the rears. Hauga very wide on the exit of that corner, trying to keep the engine RPM up. They come onto the straight 133 kilometres an hour, top speed here at Le Mans. They bounce off the rev limiter frustratingly. Camponeschi, look at the Cosmic Karts behind him. Milel, Bash, and the VDK Racing entry of Ulis Topal. This time Travisanuto responds, puts a 10th between himself and Hauga. Gap out to 0.6 of a second. Camponeschi goes through, over the chicane they go. This famous corner that decided effectively the 2015 World Championship between DeConto, Pex and Artigo. One of the most famous last laps in World Championship kart racing history here at Le Mans. Is Keneally doing a superb job, but he's one step off the podium, needs to improve. We'll check the gap this time. There's Hauger. It was 0.692 this time, 0.63, so nothing really changed that time. Keneally has about 3 attempts at that turn too. Hauger tries to drive it as straight as possible through the triple right-hander. Let's watch them through the chicane. Let's watch them over chicane. Not quite as dramatic as the last round at Oviedo in Spain. You can just hear Travis Luca gently getting on the power in that Zanardi kart as they go up the back straight. Hauger looks to have gained something visibly that time. Taufik also reeling him in. That's certainly the angle of the camera. We'll check it officially. 0.63 last time. And the Norwegian catching is desperate to do so. Look at him willing it on. He's taken a 10th out of him. Dennis has got it down to half a second. Taufik, he's only 2/10 further back himself. Travis Sanuto desperate to take a victory here this afternoon. From being there and thereabouts to being a winner in 2017. Having won a couple of international races already on the podium in the WSK Supermaster Series. As the champion in that championship from 2016. Up the back straight they go. 0.548 of a second. Hauger looks behind him. Taufik's not about to challenge him in the next lap or so, you would think. Kamponeski still holds off the Cosmic Guts and Malel to power dash. Behind them, Schumacher and Meyer rounds out the top 10. The gap, it's down to 0.4 of a second. He's taken another 1/10 of a second out of him. Travis Sanuto runs wide, but he'll get the engine RPM on the exit. At this rate, he will just catch him, but getting past is another thing. 5 laps to go, 5.5 laps to go. He's 4/10 behind and he's catching him 1/10 of a second per lap. Up into the velodrome hairpin. Travis Sanuto, Hauger, he's certainly getting closer, you can see it. Live right here on CIKFIA.tv. Here we go, Hauger under brakes, keeps it straight. Travis Sanuto a high line, there's Keneally in P4. Taufik still on the podium, the mighty Moroccan from Marrakesh for Ricky Flynn Motorsports in P3. What's the gap? It's down to 2/10 of a second. You can see it on your screen. Dennis the Menace, here he comes. His mother Corina nervously watching on. He makes the move up the inside. Back in Norway, they're absolutely ecstatic. They're nervous at the same time. Hauger made half a move that has cost him a little bit. Over the chicane they go. Taufik tries to capitalise. Travis Sanuto holds him off. Can Hauger win it? He's got 4 laps to go, or can Travis Sanuto hold on? This is where Hauger is quick, and this is where Travis Sanuto has run wide. What about Keneally? The Brit locks up the rears at the end of the back straight. We can hear you cheering in Norway from here. Your boy Dennis runs in P2. It was 2/10 of a second. That aborted move might have cost him. It's 0.29, so he's still sort of there. But it's a lot easier to chase than it is to lead. Travis Sanuto, he's doing a fine job out front, having led from the start in the Zanardi kart. Hauger needs to catch him. He needs to make the move. If he doesn't, Taufik will make the move on him. And don't discount Finners. The Brit in P4 wants to get up on the podium here at the most famous racetrack on the planet. This is Le Mans, France, the 4th round of the European Championships. Keneally had half a look at Taufik that time. Over the ripple strip, Hauger looks behind. He'll be able to hear that vortex engine of Taufik. He'll be able to sense that the Moroccan is right behind him. Better line this time from Hauger coming onto the straight. This time, for the first time in the race, Travis Sanuto looks behind him. He's getting worried with 3 laps to go. Taufik runs a little bit wide. He'll come under attack from Keneally. This is where Hauger unsuccessfully tried it 2 laps ago. He needs to wait his time, possibly into the velodrome hairpin. Taufik right behind him. The win is on the line here in Le Mans. Up through the chicane. Travisanuto is quick through there. He's put 3 kart lengths on the CRG driver. Taufik on the back of the Norwegian. 2.5 laps remaining. The 4th round of the European Championships for 2017. This is a nail biter. Travisanuto goes defensive. Hauger closes up under brakes. There's Morocco's Taufik into P2. Puts Hauger back to 3rd. Keneally puts him off the podium. Oh, Hauger was looking at the lead. He's now back in P4. Keneally says thanks very much. Travisanuto, he can take half a breath of relief because he's got 0.3 of a second now, not over Hauger, but the mighty Moroccan super Semi Taufik. Finners, the boy from Marbella in southern Spain, now puts the baby race Tony Kart up onto the podium with 1.5 laps to go. Taufik, he's close right up on the back of the Italian. The Moroccan in 2nd, the Brit in 3rd, the Norwegian in 4th. This is turning into a disaster for Dennis. He lowers the blind on the radiator, tries to get maximum airflow into that Perilla engine for the final lap here at Le Mans. Travisanuto, the time gap is irrelevant. They all look behind. Millel still doing a fine job back in P5. He won't catch the leaders in the first of the Cosmic Karts. Travisanuto, this is the final lap. Can he take a win here in the European Championships? They go through the triple right-hander. This is a nail-biter here at the most famous racetrack on the planet. Let's watch the Moroccan into the velodrome hairpin. He's too far back, he will close in. Oh, he closes right up under brakes. Travisanuto gentle on the throttle. Watch him at the end of the back straight. Watch them into the chicane. This is the final lap. The European Championships. Travisanuto goes defensive. Can Taufik make the move into the right-hander? No, Travisanuto covers his line. The final corner, the checkered flag comes out. What a race, what a drive. Lorenzo Travisanuto has won here in France. 2nd place, Taufik and Hauger, you saw it, got Keneally on the very last corner. Keneally ran wide, the Norwegian goes through to take the final step of the podium. Wow, what a race here at Le Mans. And congratulations, he deserved it, Lorenzo Travisanuto. 2 wins here this afternoon for the Zanardi Kart team. The 105 entry from Pordenone, just north of Venice in northern Italy. Did absolutely everything right. In the end, you'd suggest he didn't even have the quickest kart. The others were maybe a 10th or so quicker, but he drove an intelligent race, did exactly what he had to do. Take a look at the highlights. Hauger did lead off the start. Great aggressive start by Lorenzo. Almost took the lead around the outside of Hauger. Uli Stupau, the Belgian, who would ultimately go on to finish in position 8th, very briefly took the lead. So we're 2 and 3 wide down the back straight on the opening lap. Travisanuto took the lead on lap 2, and from there he somehow just managed to hold them off. It was a brilliant race, a brilliant drive by all 3. Travisanuto, Taufik, Hauger, and also Keneally. Let's give the Brit some credit. That was the move that put Taufik up on the podium. He took 2 in 1 corner. Travisanuto held them off, shuddering, the nose going down the back straight. The checkered flag comes out. Keneally goes wide, misses out on the podium. The Norwegian, Dennis Hauger, just scrapes through into P3. What an amazing race here at Le Mans. Congratulations to the Italian, Lorenzo Travisanuto, the Moroccan, Taufik, P2, and Dennis Hauger comes home 3rd. Commiserations for Keneally. 1 step, 1 corner off the podium. Then it was Millel, Bash, Kilian Meyer, Uli Stupau. The 2 Brits, Oliver Hodgson, that's a great effort for the PFI team driver. And Callum Bradshaw rounding out the 10. Yanka, Pedikov, Bulantsev, Joyner. Schumacher was P15. Head of Persson, Garrison, Valtonen, Olin, Glenn Van Berlo. Flavio Camponeschi, after running in P5 for much of the race, finishing down in 27th. And look at that, failing to finish, classified 29th. And Nil Poix du France, 0 points from the French race. It's Pedro Hilbrand. Well, the championship has been blown wide open. Vidalis led coming into this round, but he didn't even take the start. Neither did Novalak. Pouchet didn't have an afternoon he'd like to remember. Neither did Hilbrand. Neither did Tontori. And they were running first through to fifth coming into this round of the championship. Lorenzo Travisanuto, it's put him right back into contention though. But he won't be thinking about that in a few moments' time. We will see the Italian on the top step of that podium here at Le Mans, the fourth round of the CIK FIA European Championships. The podium presentations in just a few moments.
So the driver's just about to arrive up on the most famous podium in the world of motorsport. This is Le Mans in France, the final race of the afternoon. Dennis Hauger from pole position, Semi Taufik from Morocco, and the winner after a sensational drive, Lorenzo Travisanuto. It is also with great pleasure that we welcome the president of the ACO, Monsieur Pierre Filon, up to the podium to make one of our presentations here in just a few moments' time, just 2 weeks after the biggest race in the world. What a race it was. What a race this was. The drivers join us up on the podium, Dennis, Semi and Lorenzo, for our final podium presentation of the afternoon here at the most famous racetrack on the planet. And a nail-biting race as well it was. Just 2 rounds to go after this one. Finland in 3 weeks, and then the championship finale at Kristianstad in Sweden. We're ready to go. The podium presentation in 3rd place from Norway. Let's hear it for Dennis, the Menace Hauger. In 2nd place, the mighty Moroccan Super Semi Taufik. The winner, bravissimo, il vincitore, Lorenzo Travisanuto! And representing the winning team, Chiesa course, Alessandro Levrati. As we stand by for the national anthem of Italy. The podium here this afternoon for the OK Direct Drive Original Kart Championship final. In 3rd place, I'd like to call on Monsieur Francois Baudin, President of the ASK, ACO member Director of the ACO, to present the 3rd place trophy to Dennis Hauger. The Vice President of the CIK FIA, Mr. Kees Vandergren, to present the 2nd place trophy to Semi Taufik. And with great pleasure, I'd like to call on the President of the ACO here at Le Mans, Monsieur Pierre Filon, to present the winning trophy to Lorenzo Travisanuto. Monsieur Filon also to present the winning team's trophy to Alessandro Levrati. As the girls step in to present the flowers to Dennis, Semi and Lorenzo. And we stand by for the champagne. The girls also to make the special presentations of the Avio Milano timepieces and the Panther fuel vouchers to Dennis, Semi and Lorenzo. We step in for a quick word with our three drivers here on the podium. First of all, a quick word with yourself, Dennis. Third place here today, fastest qualifier on Friday night, third on the podium. Am I right in detecting a little bit of disappointment though?
Yeah, a little, but it was my own fault. I should have blocked, but it was good in the middle of the race, and after it started to slide in the rear, so I was struggling a little already then. But third position is not too bad for the first year, and I hope we continue this for the rest of the year.
Congratulations, Dennis. It's great to see you back in top form. Second place, the mighty Moroccans, Super Semi Taufik. What a race, what a drive. You almost got Lorenzo right at the end as well.
Yeah, well, first I'd like to say thank you mostly to Morocco. Salam Lavesh. And then to my father, obviously, family, team, you know, my very good mechanic, Scott. And yeah, to be fair, it was just an excellent race. No more to say. You know, congrats to Travis and Nuto. I saw Hauger against Finn. It was a stunning race. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Sammy, and well spoken as well. Il vincitore, bravissimo Lorenzo, what a race. Tell us about the nerves you had on the final lap, going defensive up the back straight.
Thanks. Well, it was just difficult from the half race distance because some drivers went off the track and we lose a little bit the pace, so it was quite difficult staying alone with no one in front of me to keep the rhythm. But at the end, in the last lap, I just gave my best, and I knew I could manage to keep them behind. They were actually very, very hard opponents, so I knew I had to be very careful, but I managed to do so.
Bravissimo a te anche la squadra. Alessandro, bravo. From here, that wraps up everything at Le Mans. We'll see you in 3 weeks' time. Mikasalo circuit, Alaharme, somewhere up near the North Pole in northern Finland. The 5th and penultimate round of the CIK FIA European Championships. But for now, on behalf of all the teams, CIK, FIA and WSK Promotion, we say au revoir du Mans.